hit the record button. Make sure that those who can't come at a busy time of year like it is on a Saturday morning, it's a very busy family time, that they'll still have access to this great education. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sharon Whiteman, as you know. Big warm Merry Christmas to you, a big congratulations to you for being here on a Saturday morning to improve your knowledge base for your business in partnership with Mannatech. We acknowledge you for being here. And we're very privileged to have Ray Robbins. He's he's always says yes, unless he's up some mountain. Even matter of fact, I think he's even done it once while he was up some mountain. So I'm very grateful to Ray. He's, as Diana was saying, the founding associate of Mannatech Inc. And he's got knowledge that, I don't think we could ever dream of having ourselves. So get your note paper out. You're going to want to remember what we talk about this morning. And I'd also like to point you towards, if you're on my email list, you would have got some notes that Ray wanted you all to have about what he's speaking about this morning. If you're not on my email list, you go to the Facebook page. It's called Australasian Connect. It's a page, not the group. A page, and in the post of this event I've put those same notes, so if you didn't get an email, just go to Facebook. So Ray Robbins is known as the Road Warrior, traveling the world wide to support, train, and inspire associates and champion the Mannatech brand. Ray is from Flower Mound, Texas, and he has 30 plus years of experience in the sales profession. He has a BS in biology and chemistry and served in the military flying helicopters in Vietnam, where he earned the rank of major. Ray is an active member in his community, and he received the Chamber of Commerce Entrepreneur of the Year Award, has a real heart for children, and our mission 5 million. He's a North American Giving Spirit Award is named in his honor, which says it all. As the co-founder of Mannatech, and recently he was a member of the Mannatech's board of directors until, very recently, where his son stood in, was elected there was a lot of candidates, and his son is now the representative of the associates on the board of directors. Ray is indeed positioned to be the highest support to associates. He carries the heart of Mannatech on his sleeve, and he passionately helps build the associate base worldwide. So Ray, thank you so much for being. I know you've got some really important, and it's actually pretty groundbreaking. And I know by just scanning who's here today, a lot of these people may not have had access to this kind of education. So thank you very much.
My pleasure, Sharon. I appreciate the fact that for years now you have made sure that this call took place. And I know that it's come into different formats. And I know that when it went to Zoom call, you were a little bit reluctant. And I'm always reluctant to new technology myself. I am proof positive that you can be successful in life and be low tech. So I am a dinosaur. I am being forced into Zoom. This is the very first Zoom call that I've ever been a speaker on like this. So you guys are forcing me into the 21st century. So
we love to see you, right? They have the whole element. No, it's great. I know it is different, but it's fantastic to be able to see you. So I think that you're probably just going to present a training this morning, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay.
I am.
So I'm going to show people.
I want to show people how to make the commission structure become much more efficient for them. I want to show people how to make all of their incomes climb dramatically.
Perfect. So I'm going to turn my camera off, but I'll be right here. So I'm not anywhere. I'll be right here.
Will I see other people that are participating?
No, this is a webinar version, not a meeting version. So you can't see them. You can only see them. Okay. If you look down, have you got an attendees button on the bottom? It says participants.
I don't see a participants button.
Okay.
Yeah, I see a participants button.
If you just click on that, that'll give you a list of their names.
All right.
Hi, Ryan.
Hello. So there's attendees. Is that what you're wanting to see?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see.
Okay.
So we have 23 people here. Usually there's another bunch that come in the first 10 minutes. So
okay. And then do people watch it later on that can't watch it right now?
Absolutely. We have an archive that's been going for about 10 or 12 years.
Yeah. I would love to see Rodney Gilchrist on there, and I don't. And I would love to see Forrest on there, and I don't. And I would love to see Hannon on there, and I don't. And Simon Cryer. So I was just wondering how well do those people check this out later on?
Really well. James in particular, if I don't have it up.
All those people on your email list?
Uh, James Hannon is. Rod, I'm not sure if he is. I'm not sure about Simon.
Okay. I'll send some stuff to them. I want them to all watch it. I want people that are leaders in this company to know that there are ways to make your income much more efficient. And there's some things that I do. I'll give you an idea. When this new compensation plan came into effect, my income was $11,000 per month less than it had been before. So I worked on making it more efficient. And now my income is $15,000 per month more than it was at the beginning. And it's because I have done the things that I'm going to tell people to do on this particular call.
Fantastic.
So I want to make sure all the leaders, I'm planning on coming to Australia in February. And I would like to see Australia's business jump dramatically from where it is right now. I saw reports on all the different countries of the world recently for the month of November, and the U.S. business was up 22%. The Canadian business was up higher than that. The Taiwanese business was higher than that. The South African was higher than that. The Hong Kong was higher than that. The Korean was higher than that. The Australians were not in that category, and there's a reason for it. And it's just because they're not doing the same things that people are doing in other countries. So I want you guys to benefit. This is the best commission structure I've ever seen in any capacity in my 40 years. And it's no good at all if you don't utilize it, if you don't understand it and utilize it. So that's what I wanted to talk about today.
Fantastic. Well, I'm going off camera, but I'm
Okay.
right here listening and taking notes.
Okay.
Thank you.
all of you that are on the call right now. I appreciate it immensely. I know it's early on a Saturday morning in Australia. You guys are seeing what Saturday is long before I do. It's in the late afternoon Friday, of course, in the U.S. But I appreciate people that are willing to learn. And when people are willing to learn, then I think it's incumbent upon me. It's a very serious thing to me that I tell you some things that are of value. So I'm going to point out some things. Some of you I know got the notes that I sent that I'm going to go through. There's basically 6 areas that I'm going to cover. And I would like to get across to you that it is very important to listen to what I say, because I am the 8th highest income earner in the history of this whole industry. If you check out who the top 10 income earners in the history of network marketing, Ray Robbins is number 8. So I really know what I'm doing. I know what I'm saying. When I say that this is the best compensation, then I don't want you second guessing me. You're hearing from an absolute expert in this industry, but you must use it. You must know how to use it. You must know how to make it more efficient. And obviously, there are people that are doing that, and it's making their businesses grow. The first thing that I want to cover is Success Tracker. If you are not using Success Tracker, then you're really not interested in being a business person. You're missing the number one tool for this business. On the Success Tracker, there are so many things that you can do, so many things that you can know. There's so many things that you can't know about your organization without using it. So if you're not involved with Success Tracker and you're interested in being successful in this business, I'm telling you, get involved with Success Tracker and use it on a very regular basis. The things that I think you should look at on a regular basis is any new enrollees. And I think you should reach out to them. They should know that you appreciate the fact that they've become new enrollees in your organization. You should look at the genealogy diagram. You should know the legs. And in many cases, they're reported by a number, but it doesn't say who the leader is in that leg. You should know who the key leader is in every leg and the subordinate leaders in each of those legs. That's just some of the basic things. The more you use Success Tracker, the more you'll realize that there's things that you can use Success Tracker for. Many of you have just become introduced recently to the AutoQual or the pod program, where you have 5 customers. I'm going to tell you how important I think that is in just a moment. There is a place on Success Tracker that'll tell you who your customers are and how close you are to the personal AutoQual. and to the team auto qual. That's just some of the few things that are on Success Tracker. So you please use Success Tracker. It is important. I want you to run a next leader level report on yourself on a regular basis, at least weekly on yourself. And then I want you to run a next leader level report on people in your organization at least a week before the end of every month. When I do that on key leaders in my organization, it's absolutely amazing what I've discovered. Last month, I discovered someone that is a gold presidential in Mannatech and had not bought or sold $150 worth of product to anybody. So they weren't going to get gold presidential check. Now, we would have done for that person a recalculation, but it would have caused a lot of angst for a lot of people in our office, for that particular person, for everybody that has their compensation affected because of that. If you're checking next leader level report on leaders in your organization, here's something that you will find regularly. I find it every month. You'll find people that are a very short distance away to the next level of leadership. If you're going to develop a culture of people ranking up, then you must be pursuing the next rank. You must know exactly how far you have to go. And then if you know the needs, the requirements of the people beneath you, by helping them rank up, it will help you rank up. So I'm strongly suggesting that you run a next leader level report on yourself on a regular basis and run it on key people at least a week before the end of every business period, every month now. And at the end of the month, run one that is for business through that particular month, the last day of that previous month. So you'll know exactly what they reached, what they got compensated for, how much further they needed to go. When you do that for the end of the month, and I had this happen a couple of months ago, I ran one a week before. I saw that someone was 5,000 volume away from being a silver presidential. And when you become a silver presidential, you get into the global bonus pool. Pretty significant change. I didn't contact that individual. Then when I ran one at the end of the month, I found out that they were only 200 volume away from being a silver presidential. So the reason why I bring that up is if somebody is close or you think they might be closer, I think that you maybe should run a next leader level report on key people like that, maybe a couple of days even before the end of the month. I could have helped that person make quite a bit money more if I'd have had them just purchase for themselves another $200 worth of product before the end of that month. Developing a ranking up culture will make your businesses blossom. If you have people in your organization that are also doing the same thing that I'm asking you to do, they're running a next level of leadership report for themselves, and they're doing that on a regular basis, and they're pursuing it at the same time that it is helping you get to that next leader level, they're developing a culture of all of us ranking up. There are now 19 different levels of leadership. Before, we had so few levels of leadership and there was such a wide gap between them that it was impossible to develop a next level of leadership culture. If you develop a next level of leadership culture, I promise you, your business will grow, your volume will grow, and it will be to the benefit of everyone that's involved. Fourth point is to have a check detail report. Right now, you do not have the capability on Success Tracker to get a check detail report. You can get a basic report on what you're being compensated for, but I want you to have a report that tells you exactly who you're getting check match on, exactly who is in your unilevel, at your first level, at your second level, at your third level, your fourth level, exactly what their volume is, exactly what your compensation is for that volume. You can get that by requesting it from the company. You can request it to be sent to you every month, and they will email it to you every month. So run a check detail report on yourself so that you know who the people are that are providing you with the greatest level of compensation. Put together an email broadcast of all those people. Everybody that you're getting a check match on, you need to be sending them some kind of a communication on a regular basis. Also know everyone that you're getting unilevel pay on. You want to see their unilevel increase. You want to see their volumes increase. It's for their benefit. It's for your benefit. And in a lot of cases, people respond better to a text message and one that's short than they do email. So I have an email broadcast that I do to people that expect communication from me on a regular basis. And there's some that I know that respond a whole lot better to texting. So I have a text broadcast that I do on a regular basis as well. I would suggest that you do both, but at least do one, at least be reaching out, at least make sure they know your email address, they know your phone number. You are making yourself accessible to them. I mean, it's pretty obvious that those are the people that are of paramount importance to you. That's what's dictating your income. And the unilevel that you get paid on is in your first 7 levels. And the check match that you make is on the unilevel of the people that are beneath you. So unilevel at your first 7 levels is very important. Unilevel at the first 7 levels of the leaders below you that you're getting check match on is very important. Last point, teach all to build a 2x2 structure. I've been doing this for 40 years. I have always gone into the top 10 income earners in any network marketing company I get into, and it's because the basics are that you get 2 associates. This applies with every network marketing company. If you have 2 people that are interested in building a business and you get them to do the same thing, you've got success ahead of you. It amazes me that I see people that have been in this business for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and they're still not successful. And I said, well, so how many associates do you have at your first level? Well, I have 3. How many associates do you have at your second level? I don't know. I mean, you don't know how many associates are at your second level. Everyone should make sure that every associate that they have has 2 associates at their first level, which would mean if you have 3 people at your first level, that you have at least 6 at your second level. At the next level, you should have 2 people underneath. If the people that are being brought in do not bring the 2 in, and you're looking for a place to put a new person, you sign up, I would suggest you put them there. You personally sponsor them, but you put them at that place. You want a 2x2 structure. It's the basics. I see people in this industry that read every book. They go to every meeting. They're on every conference call. Today, now they're on Zoom calls, but they're still not successful in this business. The basics of this business. I'm telling you, if you're on this call right now and you're not successful, I promise you, you are not doing what I'm talking about right now. You are not, and you have not been. Here's the first question I ask everybody. How many people do you have at your first level? It better be 2 or more. How many do you have at your second? It better be double what's at their first level. There must be 2 people. How many people are at your third level? It must be double what's at their second level. How many people are at your fourth level? It must be double what's it. You need to make sure that's double. Now, I don't recommend that people go beyond 4 legs ever, but I think they should definitely do a 2x2. In the beginning especially, 2, make sure there's 2 underneath those. People think that they have to know everybody. They have to know the whole world. They have to be very gregarious and outgoing. No, you don't. You have to know 2 that will make sure that they know 2, that will make sure that they know 2. That it's a progression of everybody making sure that they sign up at least 2 associates. Now, I'm strongly recommending, because of the way our program pays, that you learn about and get involved in the AQ program, or what's called the POD program. Incidentally, POD stands for Path of Destiny. That was, I think Bob Adam is the one that came up with that at a boot camp meeting several months ago. If you have 5 associates that you sponsored at your first level, 5 customers that you sponsored at your first level, then you're going to make an extra $75 US. If 2 associates that you signed up, that you personally enrolled, have their 5, then you make an extra $500 US. I do not understand why people are not doing that everywhere. Where people are doing that, I'm seeing fantastic unilateral compensations. Just think of it this way. Let's say that you do have a 2x2 structure that goes down 5 or 6 levels, and there's a total of 60 people that are in your organization, 60 associates. Well, what's it going to do to your unilateral if every one of them adds another 5 customers? It's going to quadruple what you've got going on in your business. So, well, golly, that's 5 people that I have to get at $100 or more on an automatic order every month. I think that it is so valuable that if you have a hard time finding 5 customers, give it away to 5 people. Give 5 people $100 worth of product or more per month as a potential customer or a potential associate down the road. If you do that, and 2 associates that you personally bring in do that as well, you get every bit of that $500 back. So now you've got 5 potential customers or associates. You're buying the product for them, and it's not costing you anything. And because you did that, and because 2 people that you personally enrolled did that, your $500 comes back. But it's not just the $500. At the next level, those people have the 5 customers, and the next level, and the next level. So all of a sudden, your unilateral compensation is 5 times higher. I started teaching this to the people that are real close to me when this compensation program first came out, and it is amazing how much higher the unilevel volume is at my first 7 levels, how much greater it is than when this compensation started. And the same thing is true of so many of the leaders beneath me. That is increasing their unilateral. If that increases your unilateral, it increases the check match of the people above you. For the people that below you are doing it, increases your check match. So I strongly recommend that everybody make sure that you have 2 associates at your first level. Let's say that you have 3 associates at your first level now, and none of them are all that ambitious. Then go find a couple of ambitious ones. Try to find 2 people that really want this business to work for them and tell them to do the same thing. Say, it doesn't matter how many people you sign up, but you want 2 that have some chutzpah, 2 that have some initiative, 2 that have some drive. You want to have an organization that has 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, over 500, over 1,000. That's what I have, folks. That's the reason why my compensation is so great and has been since the beginning of this company. Within 6 months, my income equaled almost $500,000 a year in income. Today, it's well over $2 million per year. You can do the same thing. I'm no different than anybody else other than I do the basics. I don't complain about small. I've never complained about shipping costs. I don't care what shipping costs are. I don't care what the cost of the products are. I'm going to always make sure that I have enough business that my income from the company exceeds whatever the cost of my product, cost of my shipping costs. I don't spend time complaining about small stuff like that. I make sure that my income is increasing every month, every month, every month. And I do that by making sure that my volume is increasing, that my number of associates or my number of customers is growing on a regular basis. Let me recap those points. I believe that everyone should use Success Tracker and get better and better and better at it. I think that everyone should run a next leader level report on themselves on at least a weekly basis and be watching that grow. I think you should run a next leader level report on the key people in your organization during the course of the last week of the month so that you can be advising people if they're really getting close to that next level of leadership. Just your discussions with them on how close they are will inspire them, will make them start doing the same thing. They will start running a next leader level report on themselves prior or on a weekly basis like you're doing. You want to develop a ranking up culture. If you don't have you and a whole bunch of leaders in your organization aspiring to the next level of leadership, then you don't have a vibrant organization. That's really what makes a vibrant organization. You want people that are aspiring to that next level of leadership and that 19 different levels of leadership. Get a check detail report. Have the company email it to you on a monthly basis so that you know exactly who you're getting check match on and how much you're making on that check match, exactly who you're getting paid unilateral on at your first level, your second level, your third level, etc. And then put together an email broadcast to all of those people or a text broadcast to all of those people, and make sure you're passing some worthwhile information onto them on a regular basis, that you are encouraging them. Now, because you're putting this broadcast together, doesn't mean that you should avoid seeing them in person at meetings or calling them on the phone. Those kind of things are important too. If those people have your email address and your phone number, many of those people are going to call you. They're going to let you know how important it is that they have direct relationship with you. This is a relationship business. The better your relationships are with the people that are developing organizations underneath you, the better organization that you're going to have. Teach people the 2x2 structure, and teach people the importance of having 5 customers, having the AQ qualified personal and the AQ qualified team. That's the information that I wanted to get across today. I appreciate you allowing me to do that. I apologize if I'm a little bit more forceful than most people. It has been my nature for years. A whole lot of it came from my years in the military. I pretty much learned for a long time that the best way to lead was to lead. And so I believe in leading. Sharon, it's back to you.
Fantastic, Ray. We've got a few questions coming in. Do you have time? Okay, great.
Absolutely.
So ladies and gentlemen, if you have a question, just put it into the chat box and I'll go to them. But I mean, I know technology isn't your front-running skill, but I know they had to change a lot of the technology in the back office with the upgrade to our comp plan, or the transformation, you might want to call it. Are they still working on, like, for instance, having trouble tree on their iPad, or there's some things that can't be done yet? Is there plans to further develop those kind of facilities? Do you know?
Absolutely. And if there's anything that you would like to have done differently, make sure you pass that information on. I have found myself that the best person to pass that information on for improving our technology is Bob Adam. He is such an advocate for making sure that we have the technological tools that we need. I had a discussion with someone today, and they were telling me about this check detail report that is emailed to them, and they would prefer that they can go on Success Tracker and get that for themselves. They would like to get that for other people in their organization. That's not something that's on there yet, but that person is in communication with Bob Adam, and Bob Adam is making sure that that happens. So anything that's a technological weakness in your mind, pass it on to Bob Adam. He will always respond to people, and he'll go to work for things that he really believes would be a benefit to all of us.
Okay, fantastic. And for those of you that asked that question, I have Bob Adams' email if you want to email me if you don't find another way to get it. There's also some information in the community that we might be losing the check match bonus soon. Is that on track, or is that just a rumor?
At all. No, there's always rumors out there. Believe me, that is not going to happen. Here's where that came from. We are going to modify the infinity bonus. So you'll be getting more information soon about that. We've got a presidential call next week. We had a platinum call this week that discussed it. And so we're not going to get rid of the infinity bonus, but we are going to change it. Well, because people got word that that was going to happen, it ended up with check match is not going to be changed at all. There's no difference.
Fantastic.
In check. Yeah,
that's such a great partnership reward, isn't it? That bonus.
Yeah. Be careful of the rumors, because it's so easy for somebody to say something that isn't so, and then it just spreads like wildfire, and then it's hard to get it back in the box.
Yeah, understand. There's great things about networking, and then there's the challenge.
Yes, for everything, there's a strength, there's a opposing weakness of the same thing.
Absolutely. Another question that we have, is there any way to get the check match report automatically emailed?
Yes.
Once a month?
Yeah, when you request it, you can request that it be emailed to you automatically, and they'll do it every month.
Okay. So for those of you asking that question or interested, we'll make sure we ask Mannatech Australasia for how that can be organized. Fantastic. Any other questions from the field? I know some people, right, come in on the phone. That means they can't actually text a question.
Okay.
This Zoom is actually quite flexible. So if you don't have the ability to be on camera or whatever, you can just dial in and still hear the audio.
Right.
So they won't be able to ask a question. But just last call for any questions.
Tell them to email questions to you, and then you put a compilation together and send it to me, and I'll send you answers.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So any questions that are outstanding? Ray, are you coming for the convention?
I want to come for your big meeting in February.
Yeah.
What's the exact dates of that?
It's the first weekend in February, 2nd and 3rd, I think. Dan is usually my high detail person. Where are you?
Yeah, Al and I talked about that
Yeah,
briefly
2nd and
this
3rd.
week, and he wants me to be part of that Australian meeting, and I would very much like to be that. And I think that when I come there, I would like to also spend some extra time one-on-one with key leaders.
Fantastic. So generous and so powerful to have that access. So if anybody on the call today or people in your team that haven't registered for our convention on February 2nd and 3rd, there's another reason that everybody should be there. And last call for questions. No, fantastic. So Ray, God bless you. Thank you very much.
God bless you. Merry Christmas,
I will
everyone.
have the unedited version. Yes, Merry Christmas to everyone. Absolutely. And remember, next week is Dr. Nugent, and it's on the corporate link, not this link. Ray, thank you. Have a great Friday evening. I know this is blessed. I'll get the unedited audio within the hour. And then Gary usually does a good job of fixing any of my mistakes over the following week.
Fantastic.
So thank you so much.
Make it happen. I want everybody to be successful. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. We know.
Bye-bye.
See you. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great weekend.